traffic, Cutlass 902 Romeo, taking runway 28, departing upwind.
Plant your arm on your leg. Calm. Plant your arm on your leg. It's gonna force, if you plant your arm on your leg, it'll force you not to do the wide movements. Okay?
Ambulance helicopter 244 Victor Bravo, left crosswind 28.
Be calm.
Report to the west southwest.
Looks like 20 still good.
1002.
That's right. Getting used to this collective a little bit. Feels tight.
Well, it's fine. You don't have to move it. Not a lot of movement that you need to be doing on that collective. Come on. You're fine. Don't beat yourself up. You're doing okay. There's nothing wrong. Just relax. Stable. Plant your arm. You're good. Feel the helicopter. You know you've got a tailwind, so that's fine. Be calm.
It's just going to be departing to the south on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you going? Yeah.
Going at 20?
Well, no, I'm saying where are you going when you're asking? I'm answering your own question with your. I'm trying to get you to answer your own question.
Got it. And I got a fuel truck.
Calm. Tell you what, I've got the controls for one quick second.
Okay.
I want you to kind of feel this helicopter out for a second. Okay? Look out with the pedals. Alright, you've got the controls.
I have controls.
Plant your arm, your wrist should be on your leg.
Ambulance traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf taking off runway 20, departing to the south.
Nice. Put in more pedal. Plant your arm. Drive the helicopter like a car. Good, better. Good. Smooth, smooth, smooth. You're fine. Keep this angle. Look at that horizon. Keep the collective where it's at. It's fine.
Ambulance traffic, helicopter 244 Victor Bravo, 5 miles west southwest, 1,200, headed west, last call, ambulance.
Calm. Stable. Provide stability for this helicopter.
You know what I didn't do?
What's that?
Open the flight plan.
Alright, I've got the controls. Alright.
Oh shit, I don't have my phone.
Where'd you put your phone?
It's underneath me.
Could you reach it?
No, it's like literally in the baggage.
Well, yeah, I'm asking. You can't stand up?
I don't think so. Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
You're alright.
It's a false start.
Calm. Stay calm.
I knew it too, and I should have.
How's your flight plan? Where's it going?
Flight plan's taken to straight from here to ONX.
And that's it? That's that?
Well, and then so from ONX back to Franklin. Here.
Well, I'm asking, what's your flight plan? Is it only going to Currituck?
No, it's the entire trip.
Did you plan for the idea that you're going to be on the ground for at least 30 minutes?
I tacked in an extra. Yeah, I tacked in an extra 30.
Average traffic helicopter 84 with ECO landing at the departure end of 20 high roads. See what I'm saying?
I can have him extend that out when,
well, you could, it's fine if you could keep the flight plan. Maybe you just close it over at, what do you call it?
Franklin?
After I took.
Okay. And then not be under a flight plan from Currituck or file a new one?
Yeah. Don't have one.
Okay.
The stability on this helicopter is directly related to your being planted on that thing. Collective, you know, you're feeling it's heavy, that's fine. If anything, that makes it easier. You're just going to focus on keeping it up.
Right.
I'm not messing with that collective at all. On my leg. I'm not moving. You can see I'm not moving this. I don't need to move it. Just kind of keeping it here. Especially if I'm into the wind right now. Good. Alright. Why don't you get up and get what you need to get. You can get out of the helicopter if you want.
I'm testing. I got it.
So yeah, you can do that next time in flight.
Good.
Reach that. Tell you what, I'm gonna maintain the controls. I'm gonna turn us around so we don't have to face the sun here.
Alright.
Even here, tail. I got tailwind. No big deal. I can plant my arm on my leg. Small movements. You could get away with small movements if you catch the movement sooner. Alright. Sorry, I can't make it any quieter. It's already at 50. Is this connected to the internet?
It will be.
Yeah, why don't you just do it electronically? Okay, in fact, I'll give you back the controls here.
Okay.
Tell you what, take off on this taxiway, especially if this wood's kind of going that way. Take off on this taxiway. Imagine this taxiway. Shifting again. And Ridge traffic helicopter 824 was Sierra taking off. Departure into 20, departing to south. Hammer Roads. Give this to you. Alright. Calm and stable.
Okay, I have the control.
You got it. Stable. Pressure. Good. Better. Good. Ball. Better. No idea why I'm... Well, it's snowballing. You get in your brain. That's a Tom Oxleyism where you yes, mess one thing up and then everything kind of just snowballs, just calm. Good, you're doing well. Just keep this climb going. Eventually we'll be tracking that way. This is perfect. Alright, so if you look at that screen, desired track 148, so it's kind of telling you where to go. So why don't we make that left turn kind of to 148, keep that climb going nice and stable, hold that cycling forward just a tiny bit. See that movement?
Yeah.
Nice and stable. Imagine your car on the road. Good. Doing well. Average traffic helicopter 824 with Sierra just south of the field, 1,500 for 2,000 departing to south. Hammer Roads. Doing well. You lost your climb. That collective to about 20-21 inches. Hold that cycling to about 55. You should be catching that a little sooner. Just gauge scan outside. Gauge scan outside. Maybe we'll go for 1,800 just so we get some sort of... No. Just keep it here for a while.
Okay.
Maybe even put the friction on your collective to help you out.
It doesn't need it that much. It just feels a lot stiffer.
Hold it there. Alright, I'm going to switch over. We're going to listen for a while. Right now you're on Norfolk approach. Alright, what's that radio call? Don't click the bike, just say what your radio call is going to be. Let's rehearse this.
Norfolk approach. Norfolk approach helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra with a request.
Cool. Alright, say request, and then you're going to say something like, go ahead. No.
I'm gonna do what?
What's your next radio call? Helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, Norfolk approach, say request.
Norfolk approach helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra request flight following to Kilo Oscar November X-ray.
Alright, so they don't know where you are, so you're going to have to say something along the lines of helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, request flight following from Hammer Roads to Currituck. Oscar November X-ray. Okay? Alright, sounds good. Let's, you're fine. Stay calm. calm. You are perfect. Pick a spot on the horizon, that's roughly where you're going to be flying. So go ahead and say, Norfolk approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra with a request.
Norfolk approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra with a request.
824 Whiskey Sierra, no flight.
Helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, request flight following from Hampton Roads to Currituck.
Norfolk approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra requesting flight following from Hampton Roads to Currituck.
That's Oscar November F.
Whiskey Sierra, Norfolk squawk 4327.
4327.
4327.
Next time, say your tail number too. 4327-824 Whiskey Sierra.
4327-824 Whiskey Sierra.
You don't have to do it, he already kind of went past it. Good. Good. Well, I like keeping a scratch pad open. Hey, calm down. Tell you what, I've got the controls.
Good.
Look at your altitude, right? I'm gonna lower this collective. Put in some right pedal.
Alright, 44 on Helicopter 4 Whiskey Sierra, your radar contact there about 5 southeast of the Hampton Roads Airport at 2,100, Helicopter 3002.
3003 helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra position checks. The position checks basically says, yeah, you're right, that is correctly, that's where I am. If he said something crazy like, I read you at 10 miles north of Hampton Roads, I would go, no, that's not where I'm at. He's just checking. Yeah, this guy's stiff. Alright, bring it back up to about 20.
Well, the friction's still on right now. You may take that off.
Yeah, that's alright, just keep it, because I'll put it back on in a second here anyway. Alright, you've got the controls.
Alright, I have controls.
Careful. Put it on your leg. Pull it back just a bit. There you go. Alright, 19 inches is fine, sure. He may switch you over here in a bit, but altitude's fine. Keep checking, looking at that, guys. We don't have a CDI here, so just check that pink line every now and then. This is still jiving with what you planned. Right? Because, what do you call it? Chesapeake's there. Currituck's that way. Yep.
Oh, hey, there it is.
Every now and then, double check that airplane. Make sure you're going the right direction.
44,
So you climbed another 100 feet. Unnecessary. Good. Look outside. A descent is fine because you were trying to get to 2,000, not 2,300. Okay. Calm. Hold this to the right because I see that horizon kind of doing the. There we go. Yeah, hold this forward just a little bit. Good. Every now and then, I'm checking that carburetor temperature, keeping it out of the yellow. Slight descent rate is fine because that's what you wanted to do. Keep that scan going. Horizon, airspeed, horizon, altimeter, horizon, vertical speed, horizon, pink line, horizon. Good. Stay calm. I think you lost your airspeed. Keep that scan going. You should be cruising at least 80.
513744, clear vision for runway 23. For 824 Whiskey Sierra, contact Ocean approach now 123.9er.
1239er, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra. The 1239, I'm going to switch that over. and then I'm going to say Oceana approach and my tail number. In fact, why don't you say Oceana approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra. That's all you have to say.
Oceana approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra.
November 824 Whiskey Sierra, Oceana approach, ocean altimeter 3003, fantastic.
3003, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, flight following current position Chesapeake to Currituck, Oscar November X-ray.
November 4 Whiskey Sierra, roger, report Currituck in sight.
We'll report Currituck in sight, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra. Sorry, I'm just kind of in for you, so maybe you'll learn a little bit something while I'm doing it also. Again, I would just, there's no script to that, I'm just basically answering them back. They were a little off.
November 4 Whiskey Sierra, stay tight, helicopter.
Helicopter 4 Whiskey Sierra is Robinson R22. 1,900 is probably
November 4 Whiskey Sierra, roger.
Keep us here. Keep us at 2,000 at least. They have a hard time seeing you radar-wise if you're too low.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going to let you make the whatever next radio call. So you're just keeping your ears open. If you hear your tail number, answer like a normal human being. Be nice.
November 4 Whiskey Sierra, advise of any altitude changes.
Helicopter 4 Whiskey Sierra will advise.
Yeah, I didn't catch what he said. It's loud.
Advise of any altitude changes. So again, he's asking why we went all the way down to 1,900 when we were at 2,300 a while ago. So keep that collective up. I'm pulling it up for you. Basically, just keep this altitude. If we stray away from 1,900 or 2,000, we have to let him know. Okay. Alright, keep that scan going. Airspeed a little slow. Altitude is fine. Vertical speed's fine. That is, we're still tracking. Okay, you see how helpful it is to have some sort of scratch pad up?
Yeah.
When he said 1239, that's not something that you necessarily have on you. In fact, Oceana approach isn't on the sectional there. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, 1239. Same thing with like squawks. Like when he said squawk 4327, I almost immediately just do the number as he's saying it, and then I say it back, or kind of at the same time, because I'm going to forget that. I'm not an airplane pilot. I don't have a free hand to I'm gonna pull up from that carbon test. Watch your altitude. You gotta stay within 100 feet. Outside, I think you veer to the right a little bit. Pick something on the horizon to go to. I'm pretty sure it's to the left more.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Oh my God, that scared me.
I was feeling for the guard. I was going to pull until I knew I was sure. So, pulling up on that.
You don't need to. It's out of the yellow.
Okay. A little bit slow.
You mess with this trim tab?
I have it.
Does that help you?
Oh, yeah.
Watch your altitude. Watch your vertical speed. Good. Pick that horizon. Looks like where that water is. Keep heading to that. We might just turn off flight following here in a second. That's some point, sometimes they forget us, especially Oceana. Sometimes they forget us, and then like I'm trying to reach them to cancel flight following, and we can't even reach them anymore because they forget to switch us over to Cherry Point or whoever's down there. Watch your heading. And your altitude. Basically, just assume that there's never going to be an idle moment when you're flying. It's not like driving a car. So you're going to have to constantly keep correcting. Let that descent rate come in because you're off your altitude. Why don't you come left just a little bit? Why don't we get back down to 2,000 and lowering that collective just a tiny bit. Doesn't have to be a lot because you know you're going to have to raise that collective again. Trying to find like good cruise. Just trying to find a good cruise there. That wasn't working. That's fine. Raise that collective down to about 20. Your cruise should be about an inch underneath your FCP, but 20 will work here. And then pull that cycling back until that vertical speed is 0. Right there. You keep wandering that way because you're tense, so make a conscious effort to push this way and point at something on the horizon. It's a way to kind of keep yourself true by saying like, oh, I'm going to point at that and keep going that way. So that way in 5 seconds, if I'm over there, well, keep tracking back to what you pointed out before.
Confirm that was run 1, Roman 11.
Is this the tower that you were talking about?
Yep. Yeah.
Alright. I think you still gotta go over there. Maybe pick something.
I'll just shift
Something
over
nice.
to 11 Ocean approach us, altimeter 3002, verify I have Romeo on board. Roman 11, Roger, start not setting 340 fast knots and maintain 4,000 vector, should see overhead, runway 23.
Confident that you can do this by yourself? Maybe not 2,000, maybe a little lower, or it could be 2,000. You don't have to get flight following, but it's always a nice thing. I don't know if that's gonna
November 0, Tango, Ocean approach.
I don't know if that's gonna stress you out more to get flight following or not, but in some ways it's easier because like I said,
Contact driver, plus altitude.
you lost your altitude again, man. Lower that collective. Got like 200 feet per. That might be Kurtuk there, so you could say something along the lines.
November 2 Kilo Romeo, contact Norfolk approach on 119.45.
Oceana approach, helicopter 84 Whiskey Sierra, like a cancel flight following, or maybe just say Kurtuk in sight, or whatever you want to say.
Oceana approach, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, Kurtuk in sight, cancel flight following. November 4 Whiskey Sierra. Sierra. November 4 Whiskey Sierra. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Free change approved. 4 Whiskey Sierra. Thanks.
4 Whiskey Sierra, change your
Doing that.
with 824 Whiskey Sierra for it. Thanks.
Alright. 1200 is VFR, right? I hit those those 4 numbers down here. 1200. So I don't know what that confusion was. So when he said previous change approved, Squawk VFR, you gotta acknowledge that you previous change approved, and but just say exactly what I just told you to say.
Air 6,000, climbing 10,000. Air 42, ocean approach, Roger, ocean altimeter 3.
Alright, why don't we set up Kurtuk here. 119775 is the AWAS. Why don't you throw that in there? It's this knob.
Air 42, Roger, you can expect that.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. 775.
From the 21 ocean approach, ocean altimeter 3002, information from Romeo, turn advise you have Romeo on board. Roman 21, Roger, confirm your IFR. Trying to get back up. Roman
You're
21,
fine at
Roger,
1,500. You're gonna have to descend, remember?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Roman 21, Roger. Clear to Ocean Airport, vectors for the overhead runway 23, turn right heading 360, descend to maintain 5,000. 775 or 75?
77.
Roman 21, Roger. Maintain VFR, proceed northbound, direct to field. Roman 21, IFR.
Pull up on the knob. That knob, pull it away from the thing.
Okay. Alright. And switch over.
I would maintain that altitude though, because pattern-wise, what's the elevation of the airport? I bet you it's sea level.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to be at 700 feet for the thing, so this is fine. This altitude is perfect. That's why when we called Ocean Approach, the descent was purposeful, because I'm going to get down like 2,000 feet. Alright, yeah, switch over. Be ready to put in this number too. 1229 on the next. 1229.
Clear, low, 1,000. Temperature, 1.
Yeah, you just gotta use that, and I wanted to mess with that small knob at all. I would have just used that big knob to go to 2. Perfect. Alright, what's the important here? Altimeter setting and wind.
Currituck County Regional Airport.
I think it's gonna...
weather observation 1.
Why don't we circle around a little bit, because you don't want to get too close before you get on there and see now.
At 9, gust 1, 4, visibility 1, 0, clear, low 1, 2,000, temperature 1, 7, so dew point minus 9, altimeter 3005.
Alright, what's the important stuff? 3005. What's the wind?
Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 182. 1 Zulu weather wind 190 at 9 gust 14 visibility 10.
So when you're done listening to that, you can switch over.
14 mile an hour gust coming from 190.
Alright, so you're focusing all around it. Just focus on the direction.
Yeah.
Go to... So what runway are you going to be using?
This is 6 and 23, so no. I do have that written down. Yeah, 5 and 23, so from 190, I'm going to be flying into 23.
Okay. Alright, why don't you start making radio calls? Start doing what you said you're going to do.
Okay. Distance 6 miles out to the north.
Okay.
It's Kurituck traffic.
Yep. Do not do that. Never do that, because there's that automatic thing that goes to guard if you hold that down.
just had traffic, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, 6 miles north at 1001, select correction 1,000 feet. Heading in, join the pattern on the left traffic. Sure, check traffic.
Don't key the mic until you know what you want to say, okay?
Yeah.
And don't even be afraid of, like, if you're mid-thing, like, oh, I realize I don't know what to say, unclick the mic. Recock, figure out what you want to say. Alright, so how are we entering this pattern? Where are we going?
I'm just going to do a left, stay on the left side. The aircraft or the fixed wings are usually on the right. I'm going to be going to two.
Okay. I don't... You mean left traffic? Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah. Good. I actually see it, man. Here. Okay.
You know where it is?
Yeah, some faces off, right, but over there.
Yeah, you saw it earlier when you were higher. It's harder to see when you're at 700 feet. You're not going to be able to see anything because the trees are in the way.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to have tracked inbound until I actually visually saw it.
Okay.
But you have that guy that'll help you out.
Okay, so still about 5 miles out.
Yeah, I would get on that pink line. I would actually... Do you see that white airplane? That's pretty accurate as far as where your nose is.
There it is. I see it. No, it's definitely Madoon right there. Right straight ahead. Yeah.
Check traffic, helicopter 84 with you here about 5 miles northwest inbound for left down 123. Current Alright, doing well. Things are kind of shaping up fairly well. Visualize how you're, what you're doing.
And I'm shifting out towards the water so I can come back in 2-3. Doesn't sound like there's anybody else in the pattern.
It doesn't, but it's almost always a good idea to enter your downwind midfield, right? And the cool thing about that guy, it points to the middle of the airport.
Right.
Pattern altitude should probably still be about 700, so you probably don't want to dip under that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove this.
Okay. Operations are up.
You want to be you want to remove that before you get close to the ground because it removes like the full motion of the cyclic, so you gotta remember that. Alright, cool.
Right there over those trees.
thinking through if you're gonna get fuel here, you have what? How much flight time do you have with the fuel that's in there?
Right now it's about 14.
Alright, so again, an easy way to kind of do this, think about full tanks is about 3 hours.
Yep.
So half tanks, you know you have at least an hour and a half.
Right.
Probably a little more, probably, I don't know. I would guess 100, hour 40-ish.
Right.
Alright, you see the runway now, right?
So, my left downwind going.
Alright, you make a radio call.
Currituck traffic, helicopter 824, Whiskey Sierra, left downwind, 23. Currituck traffic.
Cool. So you see how it would have been better if you found it over there, that way you have some downwind. This way now you only have a short kind of downwind. That's alright. Stay calm, imagine you're on Ham Roads, kind of bring this guy back. Would you be at 65-ish knots right now? Yeah, you probably would be. A little bit of right pedal. Look outside. Try not to get too close to the houses. Maybe, yeah, this is kind of a decent path. Make your radio call.
Currituck traffic, helicopter 824, Whiskey Sierra, right base, 23. Currituck traffic.
Alright, start thinking through where you're gonna go. Have you made a decision on what you're gonna do for fuel? Are we gonna stop for fuel here or not?
I'd like to want the experience.
Okay. Where's the self-serve?
Self-serve is about midway down.
Alright, let's just focus on the flying,
Okay.
get on that. Hold that collective up. A little close to these houses and a little low. Normally you'd probably be, about 500. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where you'd be. Cool. Making a nice, normal sort of thing. Again, to save time, why don't you just land fairly close to where the fuel tanks are on the runway.
Okay.
Once you got a few more hours under your belt, you're a helicopter, you can land right next to the fuel. But today, why don't we just use this runway?
Okay. Currituck traffic, helicopter 824, Whiskey Sierra, final 23. Currituck traffic.
Pull that guy back. Remember, this collective is a little heavy, so you might have to hold it up a little more than you think. Alright, cool. Are you going to land on the beam that taxiway, or where are you landing?
The runway of being the taxiway.
Okay, sounds good. Think through your normal approach, steep approach, shallow approach. Right now you're slightly shallow. Alright, good. Nice. Think through your airspeed. I think you're a little shallow now. Self-serve pump should look exactly like a car gasoline kind of station.
Yeah, the Google
So
shows.
it looks like it's right in front of that fuel truck. Like probably those propane tank looking things. Alright, stay calm, fly the helicopter, we're gonna go over there. You're probably gonna have to park to that way beam that truck. See the pumps? Calm down, left pedal. Forward. Hold it. Split forward. Left pedal. Taxiway lines. Follow the taxiway line. Be calm. You see those fuel pumps?
Yep.
You're gonna park kind of facing that way, probably away from the fuel truck. Nice and stable. Quit that business with your arm. Plant your wrist on your leg. I'm gonna help you out. Stable. Hold this helicopter. Probably stop it. Stop that.
Okay.
Just plant your wrist. Nice and stable. Keep coming forward. Down. Alright, I've got the controls.
Okay.
Down and forward, 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 down and forward. So it's just like a, what do you call it? Like a car one? Alright, let's roll that throttle about 70.
That was...
It's fine.
It just caught me off guard. It rolls faster.
Alright. Friction's on. This is just like your normal shutdown checklist.
I don't know what's... Yeah, I'm snowballing a little bit. Alright.
So, stable helicopter. I think you got a little bit of, you feel like this is a different helicopter and it got in your head. So now, like, you threw out everything about flying a helicopter. Plant that wrist on your leg and it's going to force you not to do that, because that's what you've been doing a lot once we slow down.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of
Shutdown traffic.
this guy way up here issue. So plant that, and mostly pressures, mostly it's going to be that type of movement, and try not to back and forth. It's no.
Yeah, I have been noticing I've been doing more and more of that. I just...
Because you're tense. It's people when they're flying. Alright. Wait 30 seconds and then take that picture off. The way that works is it's like a fuel pump for your car, only what you'd imagine a fuel pump for your car would be in like 1975. Because a stupid card machine is slower, everything is just lame. That's how these things work.
Yeah, I watched the video on it.
Get in the habit of only manipulating that guy when the mixture guard is completely off. Because if you find a way to kind of use that without the mixture, or with the mixture guard on it, you're going to be able to do that in flight too. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no. You only mess with that when you take the mixture guard off.
Okay.
1-2 process. Alright. Stop the blade, it's kind of right there. We'll walk out there. How much fuel are you going to put in? I don't think you need like 3 gallons at most.
Just wanted to...
Yeah, hour and a half back there. Well, how much?
I put 5 in it, and that took me up to 3/4 on the main.
Well, what I'm getting at is think about how much fuel can we carry?
20 gallons.
All right, so you know 10, so that's 5-ish, 10-ish. So
Right.
at most you could put in another 5 gallons.
Right.
So yeah, maybe another 3 gallons, 4 gallons, something.
This
not
is
crazy.
effectively where we were at before I put fuel in it.
Yeah, I think you were, like you said, you were snowballing. So coming in, it's just like at home. If anything, this is way more space than the fuel tank in front of our hangars. So down and forward, down and forward, down and forward, especially where the wind is kind of coming from that way anyway. That should have been a relatively stable downward movement.
Yeah.
I think you got distracted by the truck and you're like, oh, this is someplace I've never been before, but this is how it's going to work when you do off airports or anywhere that you've ever not been. Treat everything like you're at Hanger Roads.
Right.
2-stage pickup.
Be calm. tail here because I don't want your tail into that truck.
Got it.
Look over your right. Tail is clear. Alright, why don't you go down that taxiway because... Keep left pedal. You know it's coming because that wind's coming up there. Hold that line. Why don't we just take off on here, okay? Hold it forward, hold it forward, hold it forward.
Contact traffic, Bonanza 901, Florida, Quebec, is 5 miles southwest of the field, inbound.
Take off.
Left hand line.
Hold it forward. Contact traffic, I'll look after 824 with CCR, taking off 22, departing the west. Contact. Good. Alright. Even if you don't know where you're going, you know it's going to be that way somewhere, right? So, why don't we make that crosswind? I don't know where that airplane is. She's still 5 miles out, so why don't you make that crosswind? Alright, I think that pink line populated, so you can start,
303 is roughly my...
Right, remember the compass has compass errors, so you can go 303, but you probably should have turned out at like 29-ish. See?
Yep.
Contact, Bonanza 901, Florida, Quebec, entering left downwind 23.
Left downwind, 23.
That way, so she should be fine. Contact traffic, I'll look out before with you as right crosswind 23 departing to the west. Contact.
I'm sorry about your day.
Sorry.
Contact, Florida, Quebec, left base 23.
Yeah, maybe Dave might fly it.
It's a tour, or?
Yeah.
Contact, Florida, Quebec, final 23.
Why don't we aim for 1,200? Contact, Florida, Quebec, clear the runway. Alright, you're at 1,200, you should be going for cruise. Don't lower the collective, keep that collective up. Remember your cruise you should be at somewhere like 21, 20 inches. So bring that collective back up to 20 and pitch forward for speed. I'm going to raise that collective up for you just a little more. There we go. Check your course. Alright. Yeah, you can get about 85 knots. Wind is either pretty light or maybe slightly that way. I feel like we're going that way, so fine. That horizon, level out that horizon. Good. Do you have landmarks on this leg? Yep. Well, I had another tower. Okay. And we'll be on the lookout for that. Lake Drummond. Yeah, I've got 2,500, we'll probably be able to see it from now, but probably not going to be able to see it at 1,200, so we're like closer to it. But you can imagine it's over there-ish somewhere, right? Yep. I know we're vaguely heading in the right direction, right? Because that way's the ocean, that way is inland. Like, okay, kind of right. That one's good, or the GPS is telling me it's good, and you've got a signal on that on your iPad too, right? So you can see that. I gained altitude, I didn't mean to gain. Within 100 feet is good. If you lose 200 feet, that's where it gets problematic. Alright, so, gonna turn on the trim. Don't ask me, I'm a passenger. Okay. Just make sure you don't pull that mixture. Yep, I am next to the mixture. So the better way to do that would have probably been do a stable helicopter. You know, that shouldn't be acceptable to you as a pilot. Like, every time you reach for something, it shouldn't wander off 200 feet. Okay. Alright, I got my tower. Want that on the right. Checks with chart. Cool. Every now and then look at that course. Got another plane out there. Pretty low. Yeah, you think 1,200 would be would be alone. So kind of one kind of way to look at it is like most people don't like weird numbers. 1,200 is kind of a weird number. 1,000 is a solid number, right? You can kind of think of it that way. Like 1,500, 2,000, 3,500. Those are kind of numbers. And if you remember, what are the VFR cruising altitudes? Well, it's less than 3,500, so we're under that. But if 3,500, it would be, you know, 5,000 plus 500, and if it was west, it would be, you know, even to plus 500. Yeah. 0 to 179. you busted your altitude again.
Yeah.
So we got 33 miles. Yeah.
And after we passed the tower, I got about 6 minutes to what was my leak drum and check.
So I changed the fields there. So ETE is still down, or is down there now. So looks like about 20 minutes we'll be at Franklin.
Okay.
That's Lake Coming right there.
Yep. My check had it.
Well, actually, that's probably that river, so maybe it's not.
My check had it being like right on my.
No, that's probably Lake Coming.
On my right side when I made the visual.
That's that tower, right?
Yep. It is indeed. I'm really glad that I taught my sons to drive before I did this and became a student. I probably would have been a lot nicer to my kids teaching them to drive had I flown first.
What was so hard about driving?
Oh, nothing, but as an instructor I might be a little bit more understanding now.
I think you're more critical of yourself than I think I'm saying. Like I have a group, yeah. And plus, I think a lot of the things I'm saying like carries a lot of weight in your head.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be. I haven't raised my voice yet. I've only yelled at one student while I've been here because he did something dangerous. But
if I even ever begin to leave the gas cap off again, you can definitely
well,
yell
it's
at me.
it's even in the Army. I'm like, I only remember ever yelling once. I know there are some people that have got like a whole personality built on like pretending like they're drill sergeants. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, dude. All of us are not in basic training, but there's no reason to be yelling at anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only barely remember once I've ever raised my voice in the Army.
Come on, down. Right brother, first flight, traffic set to 182, 497.
Oh yeah, so probably could have set it up when we were on the ground there, but Frank approximate AWOS is going to be 124675. In fact, I'm going to have you practice some changing while you're in the air. Nice and stable. If it gets windy, feel free to like slow down. Like if it's almost like a speed bump thing, you know what I mean? Like if it starts, if you feel like you're hitting speed bumps, well, it means you're no longer going to be trying to do it at 90 knots. Right. So I would put in 124675, and then after that 1228. Anyway, yeah. If it were me, like it feels like there's definitely more wind on this side of the border than in North Carolina. I would just slow down. Lower that collective, slow down. Maybe indicated 80 knots will be better. Alright, what was the frequency again? 124675. 124675. 124675. Okay. So when you get back to flying, it's also everything, right? Like, yeah, it's not just making sure I don't hit a bird or something. It's also the altitude that I said I was going to be, airspeed, vertical speed, all that.
The altitude and the speed was actually what I was trying to...
And even, like, you know, am I still pointing in the direction that I said I was going to be? And I remember on your flight plan, that's supposed to be to our right side.
Yep.
And I think your flight plan wasn't touching the lake.
No.
So I know I should be over there some more. Alright. Okay. 675. Okay, 124675 reached. Alright, why don't you put that over and then put 1228 on the other one. Okay. Get back to my... So that's wrong. So it's 124675, right? Okay. Why don't you flip that over and put in 1228? Okay. So it's almost like keying the mic. Have a plan before you release the controls. Like, just quickly look what you need to do, and then reach down. So there, you could have easily said, like, oh, I only have to do one thing here. I'm going to put that over. It's a door. Yeah, coming out. Can you take the controls for a second? Don't open that door. I've got the controls. See if you can relatch it. I'm going to try and slow down. Okay. You got it? Yeah, latched. Alright, that was... I pushed on it before we took off and it was latched. Yeah, it's kind of how it works. Mine's doing it too, see how that? Yeah. Alright. You've got the controls. Cool. I'm going to take the frictions off for just a second so you can read that what you need to do, and then let me know when you're ready. I can put it back on. Ready? Yep. Alright, why don't you pull that forward. I don't think we're here at the AWOS yet, so why don't you just listen to the Wakeman County from Tiger. So see this range button? Yep. That's zoom in and zoom out. So Pay attention to the arrows. Down literally means get closer to the map. Up means further away, so zoom in is on the left. Alright. Look outside, point at something. I think you need to go that way. Yeah. Don't steer with your feet.
I was looking at fixing the string.
Okay.
Back at 1,100 feet.
I think you're way far right. In fact, you can see Franklin from here already. Remember, Franklin has like that giant paper mill right next to it. So you can easily just keep tracking to that paper mill. It's on the horizon right there. To your left. So think of it this way, if wind is blowing you that way, it's like a sailboat, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be pointing beyond that paper mill. You see that paper mill over there? You've got to be probably pointing that way somewhere in order to track towards the paper mill. So if that ever bothers you, I would suggest just keeping it on the C path until you get a clear thing, clear enough to hear the AOS so it's not broken up. And it also gives you kind of a heads up of what's going on Franklin. If, you know, if people are talking on Franklin, it's like, oh, okay, cool, I've got something to anticipate.
putting that in my head so when I listen to the AWAS,
You already assume the wind's probably gonna still be
190.
yeah, not necessarily actual number, but you know it's in that direction,
Right.
so you know, vaguely assume what runway it is.
Traffic hammerhead 21 to single military helicopter, 10 miles to the north, 1,000 feet, wheel flying the field, north to the south. Traffic, option 42 is now 5 miles to the northeast, left upwind, runway 21, Ackerman.
Check that AWAS. Maybe it's broken. I don't know. Oh, there it is.
Automated weather observation 192 Zulu weather wind 20 at 8 gust 19 northeast 10 clear low 12,000 temperature 19 Celsius minus 4 altimeter 30 flight information not available. Listening to the wind again. Airport automated weather observation 193 Zulu weather wind 20 at gust 19 visibility 10 clear low.
I almost feel like my temperature. I don't have to. I got more room to breathe if I'm not listening to something that I don't need anymore.
Yeah.
I'm only like on the ATIS or AWAS or whatever when I need to hear something.
Yeah, we're in for Jamestown traffic, coming 3620, just clear the traffic area, last call.
Coming out of 220, 19 knot gust. I didn't hear the actual speed, but at 220 is the speed is direction it's coming out of. So 23 is going to be the runway I'm looking at.
I think we got 27 and 09, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
So one thing so this is annoying. It doesn't show. There's probably a setting on there that shows like extended center lines, which I find is helpful. You'll notice like on my screen it shows the runways.
There is. I know I've turned it on before, but yeah. Okay.
So sure. Okay. Maybe a radio call would be good. In fact, you're probably too late for that now. So just make a radio call, 8 miles, whatever, east.
8 miles east at 1,300 feet. Franklin traffic, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra. 8 miles east at 1,300 feet. Franklin traffic.
So it's use thousands, 1,300.
Free traffic, 79054.
How do we, kind of come that way?
Aviation.
So remember what we got, the lesson that we learned from Curita, try to go midfield, especially if you've never been there before.
Quick turn, we'll have a fuel rush ground, and we're picking up passengers quickly.
Alright, ignoring you. Paper mill, you could assume like that clearing of the thing, that's kind of a spoiler. It's kind of a spoiler. They do have like a closed off runway, so it may like confuse you because there's like 2 runways, or 2, or I guess 4 runways, and then you're gonna be like, hey, which one's which? Well, kind of figure it out. But yeah, again, and for me, I'm already kind of thinking through how I'm going to enter that downwind. I think you're set up almost for a base.
Waiting for traffic, 79054 on the 45 for the right downwind, 13, waiting for traffic. I would almost do it, because I don't remember, I thought it was just a single runway. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it is a single runway. Like I said, there's a false runway because they closed the other one. So again, if it were me, I would go over there and go that way, right? You know the runway is you're running parallel to it right now. You want to enter downwind, so kind of enter like that.
Okay.
You don't have to go that far. It's right there. Aim for the paper mill and go that way. When you lower the collectible a little bit, you know you have to lose altitude.
With the traffic overhead, 11 is 5 miles to southwest. Waiting for traffic.
Yeah, that's annoying. So, when you're flying solo, double check that stupid door every now and then. 30 minutes way out, open.
Yeah, that's, alright, so, going this way, getting into the downwind, so we can land on 23.
Alright. It's 27.
27. I don't know where I'm getting to. Don't know where I'm getting to.
Don't worry about it. 27. Alright, you already see kind of the obvious runway?
Yep.
Probably jiving with 27. Yeah, okay. So you could make for it. I don't see already.
Right side base, runway 13.
Why don't you head that way? Like I say, if you're going to be making these decisions, just be efficient. I don't hear anyone, so why don't you just do a base to final for all of that Franklin traffic, helicopter 824 with ECR about 4 miles east inbound. Franklin. Yeah, the wind is just hitting this right where it's like, it's because of the top. Alright, I would say base, left base. Franklin traffic, helicopter 58. Reading. Franklin traffic, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, base 27, Franklin traffic, left base. Too fast. See how it has a fake runway? Yeah. It probably used to be a runway, but then they closed it. Okay. Franklin traffic, helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, final 27, Franklin traffic. Tell you what, make it to the ground. Yeah. You're fine. I think you're a little fast now. Yeah. Choose a spot where you want to land. And aiming for where the two of them cross. Watch your airspeed. You're fine. Not doing anything wrong yet. Be good, you're fine. Keep lowering that collective. Wind kind of coming from over there, so you know you gotta hold that. Okay, you're doing well. You see that drift? Stop it. Pull it over. Alright, not bad. I've got the controls. You have the controls. Calm down. The other thing is you left the friction, the grip tabs on. So it's fucked up. Alright. Alright, you gotta remember this. Gotta remember that. That's good. Read. Alright. I already forgot what I was gonna do. Whatever. You got the controls. Okay. I know. Stupid thing. Yeah, it's just gonna keep doing that because it catches it, keeps wanting to open. Alright. Double checking mine. Alright, so, okay. I can't wait for us to take the doors off again. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you set it up? I'm going to try and get us out of here relatively quickly. Set up everything for the next frequencies. I've got the controls. You have the controls. I see that the wind's kind of facing that way anyway, and I'm a helicopter. Right. So... Franklin traffic helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra midfield, taking off, departing to the east for midfield, Franklin.
the
No,
ALOS.
why don't you, the standby is not doing anything, so you may as well put the ALOS on there, right?
Yep. 118.55.
You got the controls.
I have controls.
Oh, hold it. I think that might be too much of a crab. I think you overcorrected again. That guy. Yep.
Switch over my frequency now.
Franklin traffic helicopter 824 with you, sir, about 5 miles east, departing the east at 1000 Franklin.
Yeah.
Put in like 12272 on that standby frequency. That's your gap for Mount Red. You know why it's bumpier this way compared to going that way?
Wind's coming. I mean, the wind's coming from slightly behind us. It's coming more from on the.
Well, think about it. Even at a hover, when is it more squirrely?
When we've got the left quarter wind.
Well,
From that way.
it's
Right.
when you have tailwind.
Tailwind. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So right now the wind's behind us, so that's why, I mean, you could even see it off ground speed. Well, not anymore, but before, when we were in trim, that guy ground speed was like 80 knots, and we had indicated like 65, and it was doing this weird thing. Alright. like the first time you did that. So like I think you remember there's like 3 digits on the decimal side.
Yeah.
But you almost never, or you can't put in the 3rd digit.
Right. I was,
Yeah, I get it. Doing well.
automated weather on the and 1946. Wind 210 at 12. West 19er. Alright. 10. High conditions in temperature 19er. Celsius. Point minus 0. Celsius. Alright. Altimeter 3000.
Okay.
Hampton Roads Airport. Automated weather on 19. 10 at 12. Peak gun 19er. Visibility 1. High condition 19er. Celsius. Celsius. Altimeter 3000. Hampton Roads Airport. Automated weather observation 19er. Blue. Wind 210. Listen to it again in a minute.
6 knots.
Hamlet traffic chair D03 November is clear to the west, passenger 1500, last call, Hampton Roads.
Well, you have something over there, so you might want to just stay on that side of the line as opposed to creep in towards something. One little trick also is like if it's bumpy here, maybe play around altitude-wise. Like it might be better whatever 100 feet under us or 100 feet above us. Figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. A little bit lower.
Maybe when you fly solo, we're just gonna duct tape this door. The reason it keeps popping out is because it gives it a little crack here.
Yeah.
Because of the wind is kind of, it's that whole Venturi effect. Like there's no pressure here, less
Right.
pressure there, or some bullshit like that. And it's popping it open, and then it like adds turns into a wing because the wind kind of goes through that crack and then just wants to rip the door out. you got a tailwind, so maybe it's blowing that way. I don't fucking know. Science. So, again, if it were me, I would be wandering over that direction, not that direction, especially since you, again, getting closer to something there. This should be all familiar neighborhood for you. Ridge traffic, helicopter 824 with CCR about 10 miles west, inbound 1000. Ridge.
Helicopter 522 Alpha call. Helicopter 824 Whiskey Sierra, 5 miles west at 900 feet. Inbound. Still going for 20. I'll make sure you agree with my line of thinking there.
Nope. No, that's not, yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay.
I'll let you know if you're doing something dangerous.
Well, you know, you could have had a bad day. All right, Tom. You do what you're gonna do. So the tricky thing is, I'm on the opposite side of where I want to do normal for a left pattern. So cross over 20 and then take the left to get into the pattern.
One way to go. You asking for my advice?
Yeah.
Me, I don't hear anyone else in the pattern. Why don't I just do right base to 20?
Okay. This is like the last time I flew in here, going somewhere. I get back and there's literally no one on the radio. I thought I had I severely doubted whether or not I had the right frequency in for a little bit. I am.
How high do you think you are?
I'm only out in the vicinity of the very tall towers. Departing there to the northwest, changing frequency. Bye. Boy, Dory, open on your diode.
Alright, stay calm. Hammerheads traffic, helicopter 824 with C0, right base 20, Hammerheads. Stay calm, but report to helicopter. Think of nothing else but making this landing. For a base, would you normally be this fast and this altitude might be okay for right now.
Too fast.
Yeah. Imagine landing on that flat top there.
About 65, 60.
Alright, this ain't bad. Oh, let's slow down.
Hammerhead traffic, helicopter 82 whiskey. Helicopter 824 whiskey Sierra, final 20 Hammerhead.
Just read it. Don't try to memorize nothing. Like I said, I'm jumping between helicopters every day, so yeah, I literally just read it.
Oh,
You're fine. You're doing well. Where are you landing?
Is that you, Nudo? I want it on the numbers.
Okay.
I'm gonna get on the numbers.
We need to get to, I don't know. I'm trying to build the pilot stuff in yet. Make some decisions. You're not doing anything wrong. I'll let you know when you're doing something wrong. I'm asking where you were landing. If you want to hit 20, perfect. Alright. Be calm. Try to think through the cyclic as your pen, and not as a crayon. Not as a whatever pot stirring thing. I've got the controls.
See the controls. I went all marine for a minute.
Average traffic, helicopter 824 with Z0s over the numbers 20. Air taxiing to the west ramp, crossing 28. Airheads. I'm gonna give you back the controls here. You've got the controls?
Hampton Roads, Bonanza 1 Romeo Kilo crossing 220.
Close down. Stable. Stop moving this too much. You're doing okay. Good. Pressure forward. Hold it forward. Wind's kind of coming from over there, so you gotta hold into it. Alright. Hold it in. Tell you what, I've got the controls.
Okay. Yeah, controls.
Alright, good job. Check, make sure my collective friction's off.
Off. Off.
Your controls.
Okay. I have controls.
I'm gonna roll the throttle off for you.
Okay.
Put those frictions back on.
Just a little bit. Frictions are on.
Just kidding.
There, you got some cookies.
Cookies? Where's the cookies? What are you talking about?
I forgot to bring them again today. Alright, so, segment collected is down, RPM is 70-75, segment friction.
Oh yeah, your cookies. Oh, I was afraid that you got all sensitive today and I was yelled at you too much. I'm like, no cookies for you.
No, sometimes it would be easier.
I do probably want to touch base there. So, you know, I'm literally not raising my voice.
Yeah.
And I'm purposely not yelling at you because you haven't done anything wrong yet. There are some things, and I'm not trying to be difficult when I'm not giving you things. I'm trying to have you make decisions. You know, because yeah, exactly. The next flight is probably going to be you do this by yourself. So,
Yeah.
You didn't have any poor decisions. Well, I'm trying to remember some of them, but I couldn't remember any of them that were like super wrong. Some of them were maybe like style-wise I want to do or all that, but I don't know. We'll talk more about this probably before our next flight. I guess we'll see what we're gonna do here, but all right, what do we got? Okay. Well, this is a warm little guy, huh?
Wait on that. Close the throttle and drop the
Okay.
clutch. Good.
You're the pilot.
Alright. Close the throttle. Clutch switch disengaged. Wait 30 seconds. Right about there. Pull the mix. This friction on the cyclic is not very
Yeah, this one's it's pretty loose. That said, I think, you know, collective's heavier.
Yeah.
The throttle is lighter.
more responsive, definitely.
This is, again, it's still, everything just feels a little different. But, I don't know, I took the controls a couple times. I was trying to demonstrate the fact that it doesn't mean it should drive, you know, fly any differently. Yeah.
Alright, we'll get out of this guy's way. I don't think I can take off right now, but at the same time, we probably don't want to be here.
Yeah.
If you do.
And the Regina Com, Bonanza 521 Echo Range.
Let's see. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we might hold off on debriefing.
Yeah.
What would be nice is, I don't know, try to even think through almost like a diary, write down everything that you thought about today. That way I like we could hit, like kind of hit pause and
Okay.
talk about it next time you come in. But even more than that, it'll give you
I
some.
always watch the video.